in this scenario, you've been given a mass of both reactants, so mass of hydrogen, mass of oxygen, and you're being asked to sketch a diagram down here and identify who is limiting and who is excess. The first thing you're going to want to do is turn these grams into moles. Now, in the case of hydrogen, 8 grams of hydrogen, you can divide that by the molar mass. So hydrogens are about 1, so H2 weighs about 2 grams. So mass divided by molar mass gives you approximately 4 moles of H2. We can go over here and do the same with the oxygen. 64 grams of oxygen. Each oxygen weighs 16, so 2 of them together, and O2 weighs 32 grams. So mass divided by molar mass gives me 2 moles of oxygen. Now, here's what's great about this, is the ratio. You have to always focus on the ratio when you're drawing these diagrams. The ratio between hydrogen and oxygen is 4 to 2, or you can summarize that as 2 to 1. So there are 2 moles of hydrogen for every mole of oxygen. And what's interesting is we can just draw it that way. I can draw 2 of the H2 particles here, and I can draw a slightly larger O2. And that preserves that 2 to 1 ratio. Now, if you wanted to, you could draw 4 moles of hydrogen, so 4 of the hydrogens and 2 of the oxygens, and your diagram would still come out the same way. Now, this is our reactant mixture, or you could have doubled everything and had 4 and 2. Either way, it's going to work the same. The reaction consumes 2 hydrogens for every oxygen, and hey, look, you have 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, which means all 3 of these things are going to react to make 2 water molecules. So slightly bigger bubbles over here, H2O and H2O. And there you go. Now, because you consumed all the hydrogen and all the oxygen, technically, no one was limiting and no one was excess. So down here, we're going to write no limiting or excess. And there you go. There's your scenario, and there's your answer to the question. There were no limiting and excess reactants, and I started out with a 2 to 1 ratio, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, and they reacted completely to make 2 waters.